Hello again. I wanted to share something with you. Some people are asking this thing about divine engineering. Is it true? Is it real? How should I know? I have no idea. It depends what you're doing with it. If these things that I'm sharing, they resonate with you, then they are true, or at least partially. And if you want to know if they're real or not, depends if you're applying them. If you apply them, if you carry these things with you in your daily life, at work, in your relationships, and so on, yeah, you're the one making it real. So you need to decide what you want to do with it. I don't want to be the owner of the truth. If I wanted to be the owner of the truth, I wouldn't be sharing these things. I share them because they were very useful to me, and because they were channeled. I decided that they make sense. They resonate with me. And it's something that I can use in my understandings, in the way that I deal with things. If you feel the same, then for you it's also true and it's real because you're applying it. Otherwise, it's not. There's nothing complicated to it. So what is this thing about divine engineering? It's basically a map, an understanding of how we can traverse the different levels of frequencies, just in the same way that Source first started by dreaming the universe and existence, and then afterwards the Creator came and it gave self to all these dreams. Each dream is one different thing. All of a sudden, these entities that the Creator created, they became spirits, and spirits became souls, and souls now sustain our body like a puppeteer. So this is not just a flow, it's not a line, it's actually the changing of frequencies. The higher the frequency, the more we are closer to Source. The lower the frequency, the more we are close to the manifested world of solidified things, of solidified dreams, solidified energies. So you have low frequencies and high frequencies, and the places, the situations where you can go as you rise your frequency or as you lower your frequency, depends if you are trying to reconnect or you're trying to manifest. Then the places where you go, as you change your frequencies, they have different names. And I don't see anyone else teaching about these things. And the consequence is that you believe that certain things exist, but you don't really understand what they are. And above all, you don't really understand where they are. So this, for me, it was extremely, extremely useful. So again, you have a lot of bubbles. Each bubble is inside the next one, so that the inner bubbles, they have a very, very high frequency. And as though that frequency does its job and it starts cooling down, then it is allowed to move onto the next bubble with a lower frequency. And so you move out of a bubble, lower frequency, again. At some point, you get out of your 4D bubble, which is not yet cool enough to allow the physical, biological manifestation. And as you leave the 4D bubble by cooling your frequencies again, then you're able to be in here with a very nice body, what I call a flesh pajama. This is the flesh pajama for my soul, for my spirit. And once you reach that point, then you are here in the manifestation levels of frequency. That's basically the whole thing about divine engineering. Then you can get into more detail, if you wish, and as you leave your body relaxed, because your body cannot survive the frequencies of 4D. It can only stay here healthy with frequencies at 3D level. If you raise them too much, it's like trying to have a bulb, a lamp, which has been made to work at 110 volts, and you give it 220, it will explode. It will not survive. So your body must be kept protected from all the upper frequencies that you have. So what do? For example, you can sit down or on a couch or whatever. Yeah, my couch is over there. So you can sit on a couch or anything like that, and you relax your body, and you go travel, but only with your awareness, nothing else. Your awareness, your attention, your conscious. Some people call it the observer also. So you that's your vehicle, not your body anymore. That's your vehicle, and you can do any way you want. You can go, for example, to 4D, where you are able to travel along all the moments in the time of this incarnation, which is really quite a lot, because then you can go back to when you were a child, you had a trauma, but all of a sudden, by going back with all that you know now as a grown-up, then you can go and help your inner child understand those things. And so for them, whatever moment they were crossing, they will not define it anymore as a traumatic moment. They will be able to understand that behind that moment there was love. The example I usually give is, you are a child, your father disappeared, and you could not overcome that because you are really sad. My father abandoned me. Now I'm afraid in every kind of relationship that I go into, be it with my partner, be it with my boss, be it whoever it is, I'm always afraid of being abandoned again. And so as you go back as a grown-up, with all the information and understanding and wisdom that you have, you go back, body on the couch, and your awareness go back to meet your inner child, and you say, Father didn't abandon us at all. He was going to the army. He just had to go to keep all of us safe. It was an act of love. And so at some point that child is going to understand that, and is going to stop sending ripples of suffering, and in this case abandonment. And at some point you, which is here and now, will stop receiving those ripples of abandonment as well. And so now the child is healed and you are also healed. Why? Because 4D is a frequency which is high enough for you to traverse time and do something in different moments. So 4D will give you the assurance, not just the belief, or is it true, is it real? Don't forget about that. Is it being made real by you to you? So if you really do that, then yes. So now you're coming to the belief system. It's okay to do this about the inner child and going back on it. It's okay if you do it with a hypnotherapist. But that thing about the shamanic stuff and the drumming and whatever, oh, no, that's not for me. Who cares? It's whatever you like, whatever. If you understand through the map, and that's all the divine engineering is, if you understand through the map where the source of a challenge is and how you can provide a solution, it doesn't matter if you do it with a hypnotherapist or a shaman, or if you do it with master plans in the Amazon with the Indians or who cares? It's all about using this understanding of a map of frequencies. Do it the way you want. So once you have solved this issue about the abandonment, now the next step is that you need to for your own comfort, for your own self-power, you can, if you want, move to the next stage, which is, have I been abandoned by my own spirit? So you're going to do the same thing, but you cannot do it at 4D frequencies. You need to go even higher. So what does it mean higher? It doesn't mean the higher self, and it doesn't mean the higher this or that. Higher frequencies mean inner. So you remain with your body on the couch. You move your awareness into 4D, and now you tell yourself, okay, I solved it at 4D level. Now let's raise my frequencies and let's go do the same thing at 5D level. Because if 4D is where you can travel freely through the moments of time, travel in the sense of acting and reacting and healing and changing and improving, you can. It all becomes accessible. So once you have done this at 4D level, now you want to do the same thing with your spirit, and so you go deeper inside of you, which means higher frequencies. And once you go into 5D, now you can talk freely with your own spirit. And as you talk freely with your spirit, what happens is also that you're talking freely with any of your incarnations because your spirit is still sustaining them. So now you understand, for example, why karma cannot be a bad thing. Some people think that karma has to be a judgment, has to be a punishment. You did something bad in another life, so now you need to pay the price for it. Balonies. Forget about that, because if you want to have any kind of interaction with another incarnation, you need to raise your vibration to 4D and then again raise your vibration to 5D. If you want to put it physically how it happens, you need to go deeper inside of you into 4D. Now you raised your frequencies. You go deeper inside of you. Now you reach 5D. Again, all you did was raise your vibration. And so once you are now in contact with your spirit, then you're able to receive something from another life. But whatever you are receiving has to come through 5D frequencies. And 5D frequencies, because it's the level of existence of your spirit, it's all about unconditional love and unconditional light. Unconditional love means whatever you do, you will still go on being loved. It doesn't matter what you do, to who you do. If it does, nothing matters. It's unconditional. There is nothing you can do to break or interrupt or diminish the kind of love that you are receiving from your inner self, from the inner bubbles. They are the ones sustaining you. And the same thing comes with unconditional light, because whatever you want to understand, you are allowed to. And so when you have unconditional light, that means whatever thing, area you thought was a little bit darker, not in the sense of bad or good or whatever, in the sense that you just don't see clear. Whatever the shadow is that you want to resolve, you have unconditional light. You have the unconditional permission from yourself to yourself to go dive into that shadow. And so those levels of frequencies, unconditional love and unconditional light, when you want to bring something from another incarnation, it has to go through your spirit. From one incarnation goes to your spirit. From your spirit, it goes to this incarnation. That's how you make a contact. Anything bad, punishments, judgments, they're all 3D. It's all the lowest of lowest of frequency levels that you can imagine. And so as you bring something from there, it would not survive any kind of judgment or whatever that there was in there. It cannot survive these high frequencies. And so when it gets here to you, it's clean, it's pure. It's back to a stage of, here's a gift from you, from your own spirit. And that helps you, because one of the things, when I started channeling this thing about divine engineering, one of the things that I had to start doing was throw away all the garbage, all the incredible toxic garbage that my parents put into my mind out of love, because they didn't know anything else. But now we do, because our planet is now at 5D. It has been recalibrated by Cryon and its teams. And so now that the planet is supporting permanently, without any kind of effort, it's supporting 5D frequencies, now we can very easily get rid of anything toxic from our mind. However, if that kind of garbage was put into our minds by our parents out of love, the rest of the toxic stuff is being put in our mind, because then we are easier to manipulate and domesticate and control. And so that too has to be thrown away. So if you want to be careful about what you're eating and drinking so you can take care of your body, you also need, so that you can raise your vibrations, you also need to take care of how you feed your mind. So for example, the conventional media, forget about that. It's organized lies. A lot of people already know that. And if you really want to make sure that it's important for you to understand what is happening outside, then go and start feeding your mind only. With independent news systems. They are very well done, and they have a lot of information, but they call things by their own names. They don't divide you. They don't push you into feeling bad about this, or you need to hate them and go over there to the others. this duality is very, very strong emotionally, but you need to drop it because it's toxic. And so if you want to go freely from a frequency level into another frequency level, you need to make sure that you as a lamb are not restricted anymore to be 110 volts. So you need to prepare yourself. And one of the ways to do that is basically by cleaning up your mind. So divine engineering is a map, is an understanding of life, how it works and how you can do things. And you can traverse inwards into higher frequencies, get something and bring it back into the lower frequencies. So if you can learn to do this, then it will help you. It will help you a lot. But regarding the original question, is it true or is it real or is it, depends what you're making out of it. If it resonates with you, then yeah, it's true. If you apply it, yeah, it's real. But you're the one making it true or making it real. Not me, not divine engineering or not anything else. So I wanted to share with you that this is a path of self-responsibility, not self-judgment, because judgment implies a punishment. That's the problem with judgment. Self-responsibility, from the word responsibility, it comes from response. So you are able to provide the response. You have a challenge, you're able to provide the response. So that's what I mean by self-responsibility. You're the one, you have to be the one triggering what you do with these things that you hear. No one else can take that kind of responsibility. And I think that's all I wanted to share. Thanks for watching.